Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to get this look. Okay, so I start by sectioning my hair into smaller sections, and I also go through with a brush and just really brush out that bottom layer, because I don't know if anybody else is like me, but for whatever reason the bottom layer of my hair always wants to tangle. And so I also straighten the bottom layer because, as you can see, I have a little bit of a natural wave, a lot of natural wave up towards my root. And also, it's kind of in style right now to have the bottom 2 to 3 inches of your hair straight and then the rest of it curled. So you start by clipping the hair in the middle of the section. I take about, as you can see, about 1 to 2 inch sections of hair at a time. And so you start in the middle and then curl up towards the root. But you also want to make sure that you're priming the strand with heat. And I do that by going over the hair and then curling it up. The layers that are closest to your face, you want to make sure that you're curling them away from your face, and this just kind of helps to keep your hair from feeling like it's eating you. And then towards the back, you can kind of curl more toward your face, and that just helps with volume.
Holding me closer till our eyes meet, you won't ever be alone.
I don't know if you all noticed or not, but at the beginning I used a texturizing spray, and that just kind of helped to dirty my hair up, because when I made this video I had freshly washed hair, and everyone knows that's very hard to handle. So I just sprayed some texturizing spray on there. You can also just spray some dry shampoo, and that just kind of helps to hold the curl.
No. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you.
Also, believe it or not, I have very fine strands of hair. Even though my hair is thick, it's also fine, so I can really relate with some of you girls that have a hard time with your hair holding a curl, because mine's also pretty silky, so it's just kind of heavy, and I have long hair. So but what I have found that works is this curling iron, and it's actually a Conair from Walmart, and I've had it for a while, if you can't tell by the makeup residue at the top. It's almost embarrassing. But it's all faithful and it keeps working. So if you're trying to find a good curling iron, I recommend the 1 inch from Walmart. The texturizing spray I'm using is Not Your Mother's dry shampoo, which you can find at Walmart, and then also I'm using the Big Sexy hairspray, which honestly works so well. It does not lie. It can give you big curls that actually last. And so I know it's a little expensive, but honestly the bottles last me forever, and sometimes it's worth spending a little extra money. But if you can't tell by the curling iron I use, and then also by using Walmart texturizing spray, that I'm balling on a budget, so I understand completely. Okay, so I'm using Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm as a makeup primer. And I don't have a whole lot to say about makeup, because honestly I am in no way, shape, or form an expert when it comes to makeup. But I will say that using Nivea Men's Aftershave Balm is a really, really good primer. And a lot of primers are stupid expensive, but I've had that bottle of aftershave balm for a year now, and I still have plenty left. And so it's just a good alternative and it's also sensitive, so that helps as well if you are prone to breakout or rash.
When I'm away, I will remember how you kissed me under the lamppost.
So I'm using the Tarte by the Sea palette, and I really love this one. I think it's number 2, and the shade Conch is a really great natural color for my skin tone that I can use, and I really just put a lot on my eyelids so that whenever I go in with the transition color that it'll also work. And then I'm sure, as many of you all know who are watching this, that's the Naked Smoky palette, and I can promise you I did not buy that myself. I actually got blessed. My mom came home from work one day and she was like, "Hey Kate, I have this palette and I don't really like it, do you want it?" And I about screamed. And also, of course, using Tarte Shape Tape, because honestly, is there any other? But I have found that the concealer in the Fit Me line, the drugstore concealer, also works not as well as Shape Tape, but I am not to the point where I'm going to buy Shape Tape every time I need it. if I'm in a financial crisis. Okay, so I'm using just a regular black sponge that I got like in an Ipsy bag or something, I don't even remember, and then I'm using a really dirty Mary Kay foundation brush, and I like it, but I don't necessarily know that it's any better than the rest. And then I do really like the Naked palette that's for the smoky eye, but also I will warn you that if you have fair skin, sometimes it can be a little dark. But I'm also using the Tarteist contour palette, and it's got some really, really good bronzer in there, and as you can see, I put it on pretty heavy at first, and then I'll go back in and blend it out. But I really like that palette. I got it on sale. I'm on Tarte's email list, and I stalk it quite frequently. And then your girl can't do wings, so she's just doing regular eyeliner. And then that's Sephora brand, and then also my mascara is Sephora brand as well. Okay, so the lip color that I'll be using is in Passion, and it's the Velvet Matte line from Victoria's Secret, and I cannot even put into words how much I love this lipstick. And it's in purple, which was kind of scary, but it looks good, so I really like it. Okay, so now I'm going to finish with the hair part. I don't really know why I didn't do my makeup first, but it's whatever. So again, this is just the second layer, and this time I wanted more volume, so I made even smaller layers than normal. So and then of course I also forgot to mention, make sure that you're really holding that curling iron vertical, and that helps those curls to be more spiral. And make sure that you're really spraying each layer well. A lot of times people, whenever I'm teaching them how to curl their hair the way that I do, they often have a hard time with curling with the curling iron. And what I mean is, whenever you go to curl your hair, the clip should go with the curl. It shouldn't ever go against it. And so if it should feel awkward to you. I know that, like, I've been curling my hair since I don't even know when. I've watched YouTube videos my entire life, it seems like. And so it seems natural for me, and maybe natural for a lot of people watching, but just make sure that whenever the curl is on top, whenever the clip is on top, make sure to curl away from your face. And then you should just be able to feel it whenever it doesn't feel like it's going right. And then also, sometimes curling your hair vertically, you might get a little bit of a crimp in there that you didn't want, and often that just comes from maybe your hair was a little tangled, or I don't know, just not completely straight whenever you put it in the curling iron. So just go back over it and prime it again, and then go back in and curl. So here we go with the volume, because you know I'm Southern. The higher the hair, the closer to God. Can I get an amen? So I went through and I teased it, and then I sprayed it with some of the hairspray that I've been using, and then I straightened over the top of it, and so that kind of helps for the tease to stay. Now, don't do this every day because it is very damaging to your hair, but I mean, YOLO, sometimes you just gotta, you know, go for the looks instead of the damage that you might get. And then so the last layer closest to your face, make sure that you're pulling up on the curling iron, and that helps with volume as well. And like I said, I have thick hair, and it's also silky and fine, so it wants to really go flat quick, and so this kind of helps to do that. And I'm really jealous of you girls that have coarse hair that's a little bit easier to curl, but that's just kind of what I have to do. And as you can see, I'm still curling towards my face on the strands that are further away to the back. I know many of you all use a wand, and for whatever reason I am not very good with a wand. I always burn my fingers, and also with my hair it makes it to where it's harder for the curls to look natural because they all want to stick together, and I'm sure I'm just doing it wrong. But I really do like just the regular curling iron, and I like the way that it looks as well. And as you can see, I continually spray my hair. That's very important because I sleep on my side, and somehow I sleep on both sides, so that's another issue with my hair. And also, I straighten the hair around my face, especially with the flyaways, because that just kind of helps to hold them down, and then it just makes the curl look a little bit more smooth. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closed. I find that this way of curling your hair where the ends are straight is a lot easier to do if you've already straightened your hair the day before. So I'm one of those girls that only washes my hair twice a week, and a lot of that has to do with I have dry skin, dry hair, and so it's much easier and it looks a lot smoother, and also the curls are not as tight. But at the end here you'll see that I'll brush through my curls and continually spray it. That way it does hold, so you don't feel like you've just wasted all of your time curling it. But to brush it out just makes it look a little bit more natural, and also because you don't want those PC curls. That's not very cute. I think that went out in 2007, but yeah, so I'll finish up curling here, and then you'll see me brush through my hair. And a lot of times I'll flip my hair too, and just to give it a little bit more natural look. And then also the brushing helps with that bottom layer that I talked about that tangles really bad.
Thing we take with us when we die. We keep this love in its photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts were never broken.
So if you all like this video, do me a favor and give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. And also, I plan on doing a lot more of these videos, but I want some recommendations as well. So thanks for watching.